live from Linguini's base of operation. Today we will be diving into me ranting and the coronavirus, as you've probably guessed. And we'll talk about a quote, so you're not going to want to miss out. See you on the flip side.
You are now listening to Linguinis Dough.
This will be a controversial opinion, maybe, after reading a thread on Reddit about people liking AA batteries. I think they need to stop, even though that post did have some good points. I still think a different system. AA batteries can get very inconvenient, in my opinion. I mean, they're cheap for a one-time use, but the cost really adds up after multiple uses. And in my experience, rechargeable batteries usually just are not the most effective. They break a lot. Again, after reading that post on Reddit, a lot of people would disagree with me. Or at least you have to buy like a quality one. I always thought I bought quality ones, but I guess not. I mean, and rechargeable batteries have a costlier upfront cost, and you need a nice charger for them. Oh, and you can't lose rechargeable batteries at all, or else they're gone forever. I think lithium batteries are nicer because they last a long time in my experience. Again, that post kind of changed my opinion just a little bit. Also, you have to store your not currently in use batteries, which uses bags, containers, and it's usually something made out of plastic, which is technically bad for the environment. If there isn't already enough stuff that's plastic and bad for the environment. It's also the worst when you don't realize that your batteries are dead. That'd mean you'd have to go to the store, or you would just decide not to play video games, because you'd have no batteries or you can't use them. Also, by switching to by switching to lithium, we could probably help standardize USB-C, just like how micro USB used to be a standard. I will say, AA batteries are really good in a crunch. They do last long. You don't have to replace the whole whatever you bought. I personally think it'd be nicest to have a system where you could have a lithium battery and AA's. I think that would make a good, I'm talking about controllers because that's what I use them the most for, but I think that would make a great controller. Obviously, that would require a lot of size though, so probably won't happen anytime soon. Basically, because I keep talking about that post with the batteries and what was beneficial, it was about the Xbox Series X, its new controller or whatever, that's pretty much the same, a little bit different. And how they're keeping AA batteries. Everyone's really happy about that, and I guess Xbox has an official charger for it, which I think, because I might get the Xbox Series X when it comes out. I think that's actually, they say their charger is really good. I've had a Nyko charger for my 360, and it just, not a fan of it. And stuff like that. It was just, people are really happy that they kept it because they don't like replacing the whole controller. I think for controllers, I guess, I don't know. I personally prefer lithium. But, yeah. So that's just my small rant about lithium batteries. Now, let's head on over to the quote.
Wow, wasn't that interesting to hear? Moving on, we're going to talk about a thought-provoking quote.
If you talk about it, it's a dream. If you envision it, it's possible. But if you schedule it, it's real. By Tony Robbins. I think this is a generally good quote For your average person, it's probably a little bit inspirational, I guess, quote unquote, because it's just a quote. I find quotes to not actually be that inspirational. I think they're good to look at every now and then, but they don't actually get you doing anything. Anyways, what I don't like about this quote is that it says, but if you schedule it, it's real. I put stuff on my to-do list or schedule stuff all the time. That doesn't mean it happens. I think, yeah, if you notice, it's been a month since I last posted a Linguinis Dough episode. So, even scheduling has its limits. Because the reason I was taking so long on Linguinis Dough is because I was procrastinating and I had it scheduled to work on the outline or to work on the script or outline, yeah. But I kept procrastinating and yeah, took me a month for some reason. I think the quote should say, if you talk about it, it's a dream. If you envision it, it's possible. But if you act on it, it's real. Because that's actually true. If you start creating something, then you're doing it, then it's real. Still a good quote. If you're struggling with procrastination, scheduling is definitely the first step to do, or making a to-do list. Something of the sort that's going to benefit you, but it does have limits. So if you act on it, that means you're doing it. That means it's real. I mean, I guess technically we could go further and you have to actually finish it, but we're not going to go that far. All right, so yeah. On to our next segment.
To yonder Yida. We are now moving on to our next topic.
Is 2020 the end? Not really, but a lot has happened. If you haven't already know, pretty much talking about what you already know. Obviously, you haven't heard about the coronavirus, but I would like to talk about it. First off, I hope you are all quarantined and don't get the coronavirus and don't spread it, etc., etc. Just a little disclaimer. First, we started this year with thinking we were going to go into World War III. Luckily, that didn't happen. Next, the coronavirus outbreak. And finally, Utah and I believe it was Zagreb got a decent earthquake while being quarantined. I felt the Utah one. My best condolences to those in Zagreb. My experience, the outbreak of people talking about the coronavirus happened in February. People talked about it in January and I believe a little bit in December, but not quite the same amount. Like I could go a day without hearing about the coronavirus in January. In February, yep, that went away. The news just started to blow up in February. Hey, but I guess the news is making good money from all those ads. So people started to panic, and this led to more news being told, which led to more people panicking. So yeah, and then March is when more action is taken to control the disease, and that's how far we are this year. Schools are put online now. You already knew this. I'm assuming you've lived under a rock, probably, if you don't. Yeah, I've been quarantined for... is today Wednesday? Yeah. Alright, so I've been quarantined for a week and 3 days. I essentially did no schoolwork the first week, except this first Friday. So, once I went in quarantine, the Monday through Friday, that was like the first week, I guess. I guess technically Sunday, but online school started on Wednesday, and I didn't start doing any of my assignments till Friday. So, yeah, procrastination. But this week I'm doing better. If we go back to that quote, I actually scheduled which assignments to do when. It's not going perfectly as planned, but so far it's working out pretty well. It's harder to get motivated to do your schoolwork at home. I think it's, except math, physics, and language arts. I think those are harder online, a lot harder online, because we're not doing live sessions, and it's just harder to learn because we're not actually being taught. We can't just ask questions. Kind of think in that sense the live sessions would be a good thing. I've been waking up to an alarm to try getting in the habit of just waking up, doing my normal school habit, and then just doing schoolwork. Kind of works. Most of my friends and family have said they do not like quarantine and it's boring, and they also find it hard to be motivated to do the work for their online classes. I feel the hard work to be motivated. And yeah, they also mentioned that teaching is harder. Can I completely agree with them there? Oh yeah, and if you want to ask teachers questions, you don't get an instant reply. Both times I emailed during a school hour. School hours, and didn't get a reply pretty quickly. I still got a reply within 2 hours, maybe an hour. I don't remember. So, I mean, yeah, questions aren't the best thing. Luckily, we have the internet and you can look up questions there. But I personally like this type of schooling better. I've not been tired for like the first time this year. It feels great. I don't talk to 1,000 people, so I have a little bit more energy. I can Google how to solve stuff and learn with my own style in a way. And I'm not wasting as much time. And I have a job, so my work is closed its lobby because we're fast food. I don't know if it's felt busier or not. I really can't tell. But yeah. Alright. I think that will do it for us today. If you have any ideas for a podcast, just comment them down. I would love to hear them, and I might talk about them. I would love some guests on this show, so if you want to be a guest, just let me know, and we'll figure out a time. And this Linguinis Dough is not on other podcasting platforms because I currently do not have the money to put it on to another platform, or an RSS feed, I believe it's called. I have researched it though. What is Linguinis Dough? This is where I talk about stuff I care about or just think about, explore new topics, and really just trying out podcasting. I'll make 10 episodes, end a season, take a small break from podcasting, start on season 2, and hopefully that will be better. Small note about this, I'm thinking about putting a general topic of productivity from here on out, where I'll try different productive stuff, I guess. I think I would like talking about it, and I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. And the songs to credit are Slug Love 87, Go On Going, Charanagoes, Digital Memories, and Witness, all from the YouTube library. Have a great one. This has been a short episode of Linguinis Dough.